So for the past few weeks, we've been talking about how to recognise the signs of performance anxiety, the stress, the anxiety, what happens when you go into a studio. Can be quite a goldfish bowl, can't it? People looking at you, you're under quite a bit of pressure. And what happens to cause those nerves, the stress, the pressure on you? Yeah, how it manifests itself. For the next few episodes, we're going to be looking at overcoming those kinds of problems, how to deal with them, both before you go into the studio and while you're in the studio. So overcoming mic fright before, during and after your studio session. And today we're going to be talking about, well, obviously we're going to be starting before. Let's do this chronologically. It only makes sense, doesn't it? By the way, hello, I'm Peter Stewart. Welcome to today's episode of Get a Better Broadcast Podcast and Voice Over Voice. Those butterflies in your stomach, they're normal. But you have to teach them to fly in formation, like a squadron of drones, and harness their combined energy to give you wings and allow you to fly. Here's how you do just that. It's all about knowing your nervous triggers. I mean, first realise what it is that you're feeling. Go back to the previous episodes from 888, because it may not be nerves at all, but something quite different, something you need to approach from another more clinical or psychological direction. And of course, I can't help you with that because I'm not your doctor. In fact, I'm not anyone's doctor. All I have here are some general tips and advice. So it may not be nerves. It may be something else that you're experiencing. It could be loneliness. It could be PTSD. It could be a real form of depression. It may be about imposter syndrome. It could be all sorts of things. Go back to episode 888, and from there's a whole list of episodes where I deal with several different issues, about a dozen of them. Okay. It may be useful to have a think about what triggers your anxiety. And again, there were lots of possible causes we listed from episode 898. What is the practical basis for your belief of potential failure? It may be the technical issues of a live stream or studio setting. It may be awkward words in a script or running out of things to say. Once you've got an idea of what's bringing you down, then you can unpack it, deal with it, set it aside, and build yourself back up. Don't ignore it, but deal with the underlying cause of the situation, not just your reaction to it. So, create a list, work your way through it, and you'll find that most of them are quite easily overcome. Then do what you need to complete each task to reduce their self-sabotaging behaviour. Become a taskmaster to become a past master. Yeah? So know your nervous triggers. Those previous episodes I mentioned, 888, to work out whether it is nerves or whether it's something else. And then episode 898 onwards for the possible causes of what triggers your anxiety in a studio. And then, as I say, have a long, deep think about it, together with those episodes and what you've heard and what you've learnt there, and work out what could be the triggers. You might have to dig quite deep into yourself to find out what it is that is causing this performance anxiety. And then, together, we can deal with it. And we'll look at the next step of that progress tomorrow when we're talking about channeling your adrenaline on Get a Better Broadcast Podcast and Voice Over Voice. From London, I'm Peter Stewart.